Good afternoon, friends. I think the markets are volatile and many of you are a little worried, and rightly so. There is nothing wrong with that. Why? Because the portfolio values have come down drastically. And I'll show you some data points, how many percentage of stocks has fallen by what percentage from the 52-week high, and also the indices. So there are concerns actually. And if you go back to my equity outlook 2025, I did mention that it's not going to be the easy year to make money. In fact, this is the year, even if you are able to preserve what you made in 2023, 2024, you would be lucky. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you what I believe is going to happen in 2025. There are challenges that one has to. So I'm not saying the market is going to go down. I'm not saying at all that. But बहुत easy था 23-24 में. Every investors thought that they become experts in the market. कि पता चलेगा कितना easy है market में पैसा बनाना. So it's going to be a little difficult. But before I make some presentation and then we open the floor, because I know last time the QnA question answer was a little disaster. Why? Because we could not pick up many questions because of the person who was moderating was little new and he was little struggling with the system. But rest assured, this time that thing will not happen. But before I begin my webinar, just a disclaimer that this webinar is just to enhance your understanding about the equity market. Please consult your financial advisor before buying or selling any stock. Past performance is no indicator of future returns, and investment in securities market are subject to market risk. Now, let's try to understand why the market has been little volatile beginning of the events lineup. The first event which is anyway rolled out. What is the event which has been rolled out? Trump has assumed the office of a president. And I was listening to that speech which he was giving. Very powerful orator, very powerful speaker. But we have said time and again, walk the talk. Will he be able to do walk the talk? And I think The Economist, the magazine which has now come out with that 100 days ka tracking, how many, what he has done and how much he's going to do kind of stuff. So they are going to basically monitor what Trump has basically announced in his election campaign and how much he is able to do or able to execute that in the first 100 days of his presidency. The highest number of the order has been passed, much higher than what the Biden did, much higher than what Obama did, or much higher than what he did in the previous previous term. But the market is getting a sense जितना वो बोलता है वो शायद करेगा नहीं. And let's look at step by step. So we all need to learn from what has actually happened in last 48 hours. He made a statement yesterday that Canada and Mexico did not kick in from the first day. If it's likely to come in effect from 1st Feb, but that is also his thinking about it. He is not going to do. And if that will be 25%. So I think the reason I put thinking in an inverted comma is that tariff as a tool is more of to bring the negotiation table rather than actually walking the talk. That's what I'm understanding right now. The same way, the China, which was supposed to have 60% tariff, now we are talking about 10%. That's what he is talking about. So one is definitely not very sure how much is going to disrupt the trade barrier. Of course, he said that we will no longer be part of WHO and so on and so forth, WHO and so on and so forth. But tariff, immigration, these are more sensitive issues which could impact the US economy and the global economy. And right now, it does give a stand that these are more like a bargaining chips than the actually walk the talks. Now, the fear that, everyone is a little fearful. And in fact, the more I talk to the people, the more sense I get that portfolio ki baji padi hui hai. And if you ask someone to put more money, सर क्या बात कर रहे हो, ट्रम्प है, एफओएमसी की मीटिंग है, बजट है, and so on and so forth. I think the beauty in this market is that when others are fearful, you need to be the greedy in the market. Go back to my webinar of July 2024. Everyone had 100 reasons why market can go up. What happened to the market then? So, the market is trying to discount too much negative things. Somewhere our psychology has become too pessimistic. And that's where I believe it gives me hope. So when 10 people tells me why the market is going to go down, I feel very happy about it. Why? Because वहाँ पे bottom बन गया. The 10 people tells me why market market will keep going up, it makes me worry. Just on the record, I want to tell you, I bought something today. I'm going to buy tomorrow also. Unfortunately, what I wanted to buy, I could get only small quantity of that. Why? Because the price moved up post I put this one. So the point I'm trying to say, we are too much negative. Let's look at the budget. Is budget is going to be the negative for the market? The answer is no. I can tell you, I am not privy to any minister in the finance ministry, anyone in the ministry. But the common sense tells me, this budget would be market friendly. I again repeat, the coming budget which is going to be market friendly. And if that is so, I think the things which are concerns for the market should not be the concerns at all here. और पैसा stock नीचे मिला, अच्छा stock I'm talking about. I'm not talking about every what we call mid and small cap which has really hit it up and then But if some stocks are available at a good valuation, why should you not buy? Yesterday we bought 2 companies in our PMS which was available at 10% discount. We bought it. मुझे अच्छी कंपनी मिल रही है तो क्यों नहीं लेना चाहिए? तो the psychology works that महंगा है तो अच्छा है. But that's the psychology that I think we need to come out of that. See what has happened. Why people are little worried? Because this, look at this 52-week high से कितना down हुआ है indices. PSU pack, the Nifty PSU index, Nifty PSU, let me just highlight so that you people understand that. Okay, PSU index, PSU bank, CPSE, they are down by almost 21-22. Now the index is down from 50 to 21-22%, not the company. I'll come to the company level. So Realty index 21%, the mid cap is down by 13%, the small cap is relatively less, 11%, but one can expect more too in the days to come. And the Nifty 50, 12 and 12% kind of a stuff. What has been really very, very resilience in this, the Nifty bank down by only 11% from 52-week high, finance 10.5, Nifty Pharma 8.5 and the Nifty IT 9.5. This is the resilience that has been shown by the some of the sectoral indices. But now this is on the indices side. But if you look at the BSE 500 that we have taken, okay, the number of companies, 69% of the companies are more than at least fallen by at least 20%. Between 20 to 30%, 35% of the companies have fallen. Between 30 to 40, 27%. So if you look at this data, and of course there are 7% of the companies fallen by 40 to 50, and 1% of the companies fallen by more than 50%, which is, if you have that company in your portfolio, it's a little terrible thing to have. But that's the way market is always about non-linear. चलता है तभी जोर से चलता है, जब गिरेगा तभी जोर से गिरेगा. And the companies that have, yesterday I was talking with someone, not yesterday, sorry, on Monday. Today is Wednesday, sorry. So day before yesterday, I met someone in Trident, potential PMS customer, lives out of Dubai, and he said, can you show me the sector exposure? So I said, I will not be able to tell you as of now, but I can definitely tell you as of 31st December 2024. And I was giving the sector exposure that we have in the total PMS, soul and power. And then he said, अरे तुम्हारे पास तो real estate है ही नहीं. And this guy is also into real estate in Dubai. He's a developer. Okay. So, why should we have the real estate? The real estate has done extremely well. So I asked him, like in what manner? बोलते देखो आप बहुत अच्छा है. Then I have to take him script by script. on our website through app and tell him what has happened. I'll show you something very interesting data now. 2025 के 22 दिन में रियल्टी कंपनीज पे क्या हालत है? Now there are two reasons I want to tell you. Some of the investors thinking that real estate में बहुत अच्छा पैसा बनाया है, they are increasing allocation to the real estate, taking out some money from the equity to the real estate. I must tell you that also. And I believe, this is my personal belief, that people are making a very disastrous mistake in that. You are moving out of an assets and going into an asset which is going to earn lower from this level. So look at what happened. Oberoi Realty in 2025, that is the first 22 days of 2025, is down by 24%. The beauty is that this general is not aware only. I don't know how many people are aware in this forum also that this is the kind of destruction happened the realty companies. Okay, that means assume that market is running every day. वो तो होता नहीं, Saturday, Sunday छुट्टी होती है and so on and so forth. But 22 दिन में 24%. That means on an average just fallen by 1% every day. And it's a drastic fall. Remember, 22 दिन में 24% कोई भी बड़ी कंपनी को गिरना. And I'm not talking about a small builder, Oberoi Realty, and I'll give you some data on the Oberoi Realty in the next slide because they announced the numbers yesterday, so I'll show you some data. Soba 23%. Macrotech developers, supposed to be India's largest developers in terms of revenue, 22%. Prestige Estate, 22%. Godrej Property comes from very reputed business house, 20%. Brigade, very strong in the south, 14%. DLF, very strong in the north, 13%. Mahindra, more or less pan-India, 13%. And Phoenix is also a real estate plus what we call the retail and so on, so may not be this. And this is Raymond. Raymond also is a function of a different business, so I don't think it's comparable for 9%. So what the point I wish to say is that the sector which was doing darling of the investors, look at the fall that has happened. And yet people are still not clear or not aware that real estate sector has done so much. And then this guy was basically blaming, अरे आप लोग तो miss out कर दिए. मैंने उनको समझाया कि सर नहीं होने से we have done better for the investors. And then first he was on a little aggressive mode, and then he suddenly became a little defensive. He said, no, then you are right. Because I said, I'll talk with the data, hardcore data, to make you explain that. Now let's come to the Oberoi Realty, more granular information. Of course, I really heads off to the Oberoi Realty. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell. This is just for an example. I'm saying this one. So please make it aware. What I really like about Oberoi Realty is that they are very granular in terms of giving information. Not many real estate companies basically give project-wise how much units have been sold, how much square feet, what is the realization, what is the average realization, so on and so forth. So I like this. So what I've done, I've taken this data. Yesterday, Oberoi Realty put a presentation and I said, let's look at the data. So they have near about one project I have not taken because that project was launched only in the last quarter, that is October to December quarter. And hence, we did not have the data to compare between the immediate previous quarter and the same period last year quarter. So that's why that data has been excluded. Let me put that disclaimer. What you see, the numbers are square feet which has been sold by Oberoi Realty in the quarter December, quarter September 2024 and the quarter December 2023. This is quarterly number square foot being sold. So they have certain projects. Ilsin 53,000 versus 83,000 versus 28,000. So Y on Y it has gone up by 84%, on quarter 36%. Now remember, December is auspicious quarter for people to buy house because of Navratri, because of Dasera, because of Diwali, because of New Year, because of Labh Pancham and so on and so forth. And that's a very auspicious time. And yet the quarter 36%. Forest 1,08,000 versus 20,000, declined by 81%, and quarter 28%. Eternia 6,116 versus 22,000 and 19,660. The reason I've taken square feet for the very simple reason, Because if I take number of units, sometimes you take number of units, there are different configuration, okay, within the same project. There could be 2 BHK, there could be 3 BHK, there will be 4 BHK. And if I put the number of units, it could be misguiding. That's why I've taken square feet. Look at what happened. 72%, almost 70% decline. Enigma, okay, 31,205 versus 62,652 square feet. And versus last year, same time, 58,000, 1536. Sky City, which is in Borivali, 9,888 square feet only, which been sold in the full quarter, okay, which is basically talking about near about 1,000 square feet. In other words, maybe half a flat a day kind of a stuff, okay, versus 36,000 and 45,000. The 36 West, which is a very small project, very close to our office, but it's a little larger size. There is a growth Y-on-Y, but quarter-on-quarter is a decline. And overall, excluding that project which has been launched last quarter, almost 50% decline both quarter-on-quarter and Y-on-Y. The reason I'm telling you this data, and I can tell you with some amount of confidence that when the data will get published for Jan to March 2025, it's not going to be very healthy also. Number one. Number two, in some of the projects, Oberoi Realty could get better price rate per square feet compared to quarter-on-quarter Y-on-Y. My sense is that Y-on-Y data for the Jan to March would not be so great. So, my request to all of you, in case if you are thinking of increasing your allocation to the real estate, by divesting from equity market because of the volatility, please don't do that. It may look excellent 3 months, 6 months period of time, but it doesn't look very exciting over medium to long term. So please don't do that. I do expect prices to go a little soft. It has gone soft, I must tell you that. Okay, and it will get further go soft. So be remember of that and be very careful. But anyway, real estate as a sector also, if you wish to thinking of investment, be careful also in terms of investment. What has happened in YTD? The mid and small cap has fallen the maximum. Of course, the realty index is down by 18%. But that doesn't come as a surprise because we all seen the data of how real estate companies have performed in 2025 in first 22 days. But mid and small cap has fallen by almost 8% versus Sensex and Nifty, which are down by near about 2%. And of course, the commodity is little more stable, IT is little more stable, and the CPSE here has shown some amount of resilience. That's what has happened. Okay, we continue to believe private sector banks should do well in 2025. We believe FMCG should do well, and if you happen to listen to the commentary which has come out today, Hindustan Unilever came out with the numbers. And if you happen to listen to the Ritesh Tiwari, he made a statement very clearly, loud and clear, that some of the commodity prices, the input costs, that's a palm oil, the tea and the crude oil, they are going a little soft after going up. So I think that's a one relief the FMCG companies can see, and they could see some amount of a revival happening. But anyway, the prices of many of the FMCG companies are continue to remain very, very low as compared to what they've been historically commanding in terms of the valuation. And the infra and the capital goes purely because the government in this budget is going to increase the allocation, and not only that, they will seal that the amount that has been allocated in the budget do get spent, which was not the case in this financial year because of election and because of the heavy rain. Now, another concern is FPI. 58,000 crore का बेच लिया माल अब तक. I can tell you again with lot of confidence, the same FPI 3 months down the line would be the buyer in the Indian equity market. So there are things which are turning positive, but we are not able to see because we are too much obsessed with what's happening in this one. हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं we have become myopic in our views, in our outlook. And we think our जो अभी चला है वो recency bias. The moment you remove that myopic view and वो चश्मा पहन लो दूर का, तो आपको लगता है what is going to happen in 3 months down the line. I can tell you with a lot of confidence. FPI would have turned positive. The commentary from India could be more positive than what it is right now. the monsoon is likely to be good. Why? Because there is no El Nino impact. The food inflation which has gone up will come down. RBI would have done the rate cuts. Fear of Trump policy action will subside. Crude oil, which has surged, will start coming down. We all know, you know my equity outlook में crude का price मैंने क्या predict किया हुआ है. And the budget is going to be the market friendly. So I think, things are turning in positive for this, provided you don't have a view for 6 days, 7 days, 1 month. मेरे पास कोई इसका handle नहीं है. I don't invest for 1 week. When I invest in the equity market, I think that I don't need that funds till I die. And I'm serious about making this statement. So that's the way when I do look at equity, I look at this way. And when I talk to some of these investors, अरे मुझे 1 साल के बाद ये करना 2 साल का, that's not the way. Equity in an assets class which you think you are going to invest purpose. That's why I really like Warren Buffett. He said, even if I invest today and if the market gets closed down for next 10 years, I'm fine. That's the way attitude you should create. Of course, no one is going to do that, but create that attitude in your mind. And in fact, I must tell you another anecdote which I had so I was invited by IIM Lucknow to give so there were 2 events which was lined up. One was an exclusive event where I did the 2 hours session with our IIM Lucknow students, bright students, 9 to 11 p.m. That's in the night, okay, on the behavioral finance. And the level of maturity I've seen in them in terms of the knowledge, amazing actually. And I see if these people who are just beginning of the investment journey are talking so matured manner, what's wrong with the investors who have been in this market for last 4 years, 5 years, 10 years? Why are they not thinking in that matured manner? I was surprised with that level of maturity. The heads off to these people. Okay, coming back to the FPI, where have they sold? Mostly they've sold in financial services, some part in consumer services, some in power, capital goods, and so on and so forth. And of course, they've also sold in information technology and so on and so forth. This is what the information. There's nothing but this. The numbers, December quarter numbers, they started coming in. Almost 25% of the market has already announced the numbers. The quarter-on-quarter profit growth is 3.5%. Y-on-Y is 9.2%. I must tell you, these numbers are better as we speak. It is not as bad what even I was expecting it to be. But of course, we have just crossed the 1/4, 3/4 in terms of market is still yet to go. So let's not celebrate too much about it. Okay. But when I listen to some of the commentaries, some people are saying there is a little slowdown like Havels and Zomato and so on and so forth. But people are a little optimistic. Of course, I was listening to Dixon Technology also on call yesterday. They are talking about a little softness in the consumer and so on and so forth. But everyone is thinking that I think the thing cycle should turn around. So is that okay? So let's look at this way. Can it go further down from this level? Most of the people are saying no. What they are saying, the things may remain at this level or it can further move up. So then what are we worried about? Am I right? That's the way you should look at it. I know some of these people, and I just got feedback from our customer care department, because a lot of people are having little concerns about stock of the week and stock of the month. So why don't you address that? Some of you people do have a feeling that our stock of the week are not doing so great. So I must tell you that today 50% of our calls are outperforming the benchmark. There are some stocks which are underperforming, some stocks are even underperforming much significantly. But rest assured, this company is a good quality company. Because of the poor market sentiment, in this market, if 50% of the stocks are outperforming, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And this data is as of today. And 54% of the stock of the month in last 1 month. This includes the calls which have been closed, because out of 26 companies, for your kind information, 4 companies we have closed either at the target price or very close to the target price. Okay, which gives me about 20 to 23% of the calls which has been closed also. So somewhere you need to look at the things in totality. Sometimes we get little 1 or 2 companies not performing well and we come to conclusion that ये तो चल नहीं रहा है. When you look in totality, the things are not as bad what looks like. If you ask me, we would love to have 100%. But real life में होता नहीं है sir. Okay, We would be very happy if it is above 75%. That's the realistic way we should look at it. We would happy if 75% of our calls are outperforming the benchmark. And we will be. It's just that market sentiments are bad. That's why you see these numbers. 50% is not bad. If you look at, I must put a challenge here to everyone. You look at last 1 year, each and every research house of this country. And then they look at their performance versus our performance. How many calls have they outperformed versus our outperformance? And you will see we will be in the top quartile. That's what my challenge to all of you. With this, let's open the floor for question answer. Namaste, Sunil sir. FIs are selling continuously from the Indian market, and in January it is the highest outflow in 11 years. Why are the smart investors moving out of the Indian market? Are they not confident in India's growth story? If this trend continues, do you think the Indian market will deliver good returns? So Rahulji, somewhere I think I could read your mind, and I covered that point in my presentation. If you go back to my equity outlook 2025, and I did mention that I don't understand what is the psychology of FPI investors. In 2024, 2 महीना उन्होंने invest किया, 2 महीना उन्होंने aggressively किया, 2 महीना aggressively buy किया, and that's how they behaved. In मोटा same amount पे रहा. There is no hardly inflow coming in from the FPI in 2024. 2025, again I am saying and I am repeating what I stated in my equity outlook 2025, FPI will invest minimum 50,000 to 1 lakh crore despite 52,000 crore being sold in the first 22 days of 2025. They will come back because India's growth story, forget about Sunil Damania making a statement, look at IMF, what is the statement they've made? Has India's growth basically, they maintain this that India will grow double the pace at which the world is going to grow. So I think, I must tell you they are foolish, FPI. Even I mentioned Rahulji, I said I am also investing. I am using the dips in the market to put more money in the equity market. And if I have to really follow FPI, what FPI doing, तो मेरा तो return ही बर्बाद हो जाएगा. I will never ever do that because I've seen many times FPI, I don't know what is the psychology works, how they work, what they do actually, it's very difficult for me to understand. You know, I was looking at some companies which are the best performing company in 2024. What I realized is that FPI actually sold in those companies. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So, उन्होंने reduce किया जो company best perform करी थी. So I don't want to go that. Okay, just to answer your question, Rahul Tyagi ji, are they smart investors? I beg to differ. Are they not confident of India's growth story? I am not a spokesperson for them, but I do believe India is a growth story. The budget will again make people change. RBI rate of interest cut will again change people's opinion, and FPI is going to come back very strongly in the equity market. Again, we speak in the month of March 2025 and we'll look at the data. Rahul ji, please come and remind me कि सुनील जी आपने बताया था 22 जनवरी 2024-25 को कि FPI आ जाएगी, वो आई क्या नहीं आई, let's discuss. If it doesn't come, please raise this question, embarrass me. Rajan sir is saying, is it advisable to invest in US stocks directly or through global equity mutual fund in present market for short-term horizon of 1 year? My Rajan sir, I did mention in my equity outlook 2025, I do believe that the US market should underperform in 2025. Now coming to, is it advisable to invest in US stock directly? My answer is no. Why? I'm telling you why. So there are, there's one nice story done by Mint actually, and I'll tell you why I believe that you should not be doing it. So let me explain you why I'm saying so. So if you look at the tax percentage point of view, okay, the long-term capital gain, when you invest in the US market, gets kicked in at 24 months, unlike in India, which is 12 months. Okay, and short-term capital gain, since you want to invest for short-term horizon 1 year, it will be tax at your income tax slab rate. So if you are 30%, you have to pay 30% tax on that. Am I right? And of course, there are certain what we call implication, like there is a estate duty. If something has to happen when you invested, and if your people, those who are supposed to get your assets, if it is more than $60,000, they need to pay estate duty. So again, that's not something very healthy thing to do actually. So that's what it is actually. So two things, from tax angle also, it's not very healthy. From the outlook view also, I don't think we are going to see the US market doing better than Indian equity market. Of course, this is my personal opinion, not Markets Mojo or Mojo PMS opinion. And through global equity mutual fund, I think there have been some mutual funds that have been quoting higher than their NAVs. So it doesn't make sense to invest only. So I think let's wait for that. Logically, why should the price should be higher than the NAV? In fact, it happened in Morgan Stanley Mutual Fund. I remember in 1993, it was a crazy thing. It happened during Harshad Mehta time also, where some of the like SBI, Magnum or something, 50% higher than the NAV, which is completely crazy thing. So something which is happening. So no. My answer, Rajan sir, no. Will I put my money? Answer is no. And I always give answer which I believe I will do in my personal life. So I am not going to put, so I will not suggest you to also do that. Arun sir is saying, hi Sunil, previously the Mojo stock page allowed sorting by Mojo score. However, after the redesign to align with other Mojo 1 stock pages, this option seems to have been removed. Now finding the top stock requires scrolling through the entire list. While the Mojo score may not be critical for other Mojo 1 strategy, I think it is very important for Mojo stock. Could sorting feature be reinstated? Definitely, sir. I don't see any challenge there. The only thing, you ask a very pertinent question to the wrong person, but nonetheless, I'll pass on this message to my team and they will definitely do. And please, sir, raise this question to Jason also, because Jason is also a product in charge. So logically, he is the one basically, but I'm just, as I speak to you, I'm looking at it. You are right that it's getting sorting and based on terms of the alpha, the company name, but not in terms of score. I think it should be possible. अरे काम कीजिए ना, Amil, just send me this message. I'll take it up with the team, sir. Don't worry. I'll take it up. But nonetheless, if you get a time, please attend Jason's webinar on Tuesday. He comes every Tuesday in front of you people. Please raise it. I'll also speak to him. Don't worry. Xavier Fernandez, I hope you well. My limited experience in the market, I always believe that over the long term, the market will continue to give despite short-term ups and downs. With this in mind, I have set my investment horizon for 20-25 years. I also believe in staying invested in the markets Mojo PMS throughout this 20-25 horizon. My question is, should I put all my eggs in one basket, markets Mojo PMS, for this long-term horizon? Sunil, do you think my compounding over the next 25 years is secured with markets of PMS? I truly appreciate your time and insights. I'm very happy, sir. Xavier, sir, I think you are showing a lot of maturity. And I think a lot of people need to learn from you how to look at equity as an assets class. Okay? And that's the right way. I know some people get little perturbed by 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and that's the thing. This you are doing the right thing. Now your question is very pertinent. Should I put all my eggs in one basket? The answer is no, sir. That's only for, so I will be happy if you put all eggs in one basket and said you give me all your money. But then you do run a risk of a single fund house, which I would not recommend. Okay? Despite you will give me more money, you will give me more, in turn I will make more money from you. And yet I am giving you, because we always speak, if you look at the markets Mojo PMS culture, we always take investors' interest on the top as compared to the company's interest. I'll tell you one classical example. I said many times also, there's one couple from Hyderabad, when we started our PMS journey, they have about, both husband and wife combined would be 9-10 crore with us as of now as we speak. And when we started the journey, they wanted to put some larger sum with us. And I advise, don't do that. And I will also advise you the same. Please do some de-risking. Okay, that's what my sense. And compounding over the next 20 years, secured markets Mojo PMS, the answer is yes. We will do wonderful job to your portfolio. That's what my promise in PMS. And hence, don't look at it. In fact, yesterday only I had one review with one of our customers, and I told the couple, both were, the husband and wife both were, then I said, form a habit of not looking at the portfolio. They said we look at maybe once a quarter or something our portfolio, because that's where, and not only for this PMS portfolio, I'm saying your personal portfolio also. I keep saying again and again reasons to why do you need to look at your portfolio daily? And some people will look at 10 times in a day. क्या फर्क क्या होता है? तुम लेने वाले हो बेचने वाले हो क्या? जब ना लेना है ना बेचना तो फिर देख के फायदा क्या है उसका? Why are you wasting your time and energy on that? Do something which is more productive in your life. वो नीचे होगा तो पेसिमिस्टिक हो जाओगे, कुछ गलती कर लोगे, इमोशंस आ जाएंगे, किसी पे गुस्सा कर लोगे, बीवी पे गुस्सा कर लोगे. Am I right? I give you a classical example. I said in my previous webinars also, one couple came down from Nagpur and the wife complained to me, very young couple, Muslim couple. The wife came down to me and said, sir, इनको कुछ समझाइए आप. They have a business of architects. Okay. This guy is not able to concentrate because वो दिन में 10 बार तो ट्रेनिंग करता जाता है उसका. And that's not only impacting his business, it's impacting his personal life also. So that's why I said don't look at this. Create that mindset what Xavier sir is saying. 20-25 साल का टाइम होराइजन रखो ना. And then you see the beauty, power of compounding playing out so beautifully. And that's the way you should look at it. And I think the as he rightly said, the market will continue to grow despite short-term challenges. So create that kind of wealth, and sir, your money, I can tell you, is very safe, secured with Markets Mojo PMS. You don't have to worry about it. That's my promise to you. Vidhu sir is saying, I suggest that sale calls in the modern folder maybe please be sent on mails or WhatsApp so that we don't have to look the Mojo Times daily. My sense is that it do get sent by emails, but just forward kar dena. I'm sir not too much on the operational side, so I wouldn't know what is happening. अरे मुझे आमिर भिजवा दीजिए, WhatsApp कर लीजिए, I'll find out sir. Whatever best needs to be done, we will do it. So the reason why we launch with that Mojo Times is that a lot of people, you people complain कि बहुत सारे emails आते हैं आपकी तरफ से. And then Mohit sat with the complete team and he said, let's do something which can resolve your problem so that you don't keep checking your inbox every time. Once you get it, आपका काम हो जाए. That's what the objective and philosophy was. But anyway, I'll put this suggestion to my team and let's see what best they can do. But that's the point taken, sir. How will Trump first day sanction will affect Indian economy? What will be your expectation from coming budget? Sitaram sir, I don't know what he has announced for the Indian economy on the very first day. कुछ announce नहीं किया उसने. On the contrary, Trump is such a smart businessman that we will see more benefits being offered to India than as compared to others, because जो कुछ China का नुकसान अपना फायदा है. So I don't think, and I think, please, my request to all of you, आपके दिमाग में से ट्रम्प फैक्टर निकाल दो. ट्रम्प पहले भी आया था, अब भी आया है, कोई फर्क नहीं. These events have no meaningful impact on your investment journey. जैसे जेवियर से बता रहे थे, 20-25 साल का जो नजरिया रखना है, ये सब छोटी इवेंट है, आएगी जाएंगी. कोविड जैसी इम्पैक्ट आके चली गई, नो वन टॉक्स अबाउट इट, एम आई राइट? और वो तो बहुत बड़ी इम्पैक्ट थी. ट्रम्प का तो कुछ नहीं है, वो हिंदुस्तान का कुछ बिगाड़ नहीं पड़ सकने वाला है. आई मस्ट टेल यू दैट विद लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. वी हैव ए गवर्नमेंट विच नोज हाउ टू प्रोटेक्ट अवर इंटरेस्ट, which we have a government, they knows how to negotiate. So don't give too much importance to this Trump event. My request to all of you. Now, second thing, what will be your expectation of coming budget? There are two things which I expect government to come, and I again repeat, loud and clear. Budget is going to be market friendly. Two things: more money in the hand of taxpayer. So do expect rebate on your income tax slab rate. Number two, the focus on the capex. Why? Because private capex is not yet getting too much reviving, and that's where government will keep doing heavy lifting. So these are two expectations from my coming budget, But overall, this budget is going to be the market friendly. I will not be surprised on budget day, the market moves up. Sunil, Ian Horn says that the market is at the Fcoin stage of its cycle. I don't know, sir, Frank, who is Ian Horn and what is Fcoin stage of this cycle. I have not heard this terminology also, so I will not be. I think it's a good, you asked this question. I will also search for it. I will also try to understand what exactly Fcoin, and maybe next time when I come in front of you people, I'll try to explain. मुझे वापस ये भी भिजवा दीजिए. I'll also try to understand what is Fcoin actually. The word doesn't sound very happy to pronounce, but anyway. Yeah, go ahead please. Next question. Derek Chedian said, do on Mojo pairs can I see or do I have access to monitor my portfolio on a daily basis? Sir, you will not be able to see your portfolio on a daily basis, but you will be able to see the performance of the portfolio on a daily basis. At the end of the day, you will see what is the amount that you invested, what is it now, how much it has moved up today, how much has moved up since inception. That data you will be able to see. The portfolio, that is what you are holding in the portfolio, you will be able to see once a month. We get updated only once a month. So you will be able to see, but the data is not updated. For example, if you see today, assume that you are a PMS customer, you will see the data as of 31st December 2024. If you come on the 2nd Feb, you will be able to see data as on 31st January 2025. But the portfolio value and everything gets updated on a daily basis. So you know where do you stand. But as I told you, direction, the beauty in the equity market, you should not be looking at the portfolio on a daily basis. But yes, if you wish, you can definitely see it. It's available. If you need more information, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy. Sunil bhai, many times you said that mutual funds are holding 2 lakh on cash. Are they still holding the same? So that's a good question. So I have not looked at for this month. So 1 minute, I'll just tell you now since you asked me. So normally we take this data from our one of the broker partner, MK, and I think they have done that exercise. So they did send that information, but at this time I was busy with some other stuff, so did not allow me to look at it. But I think they should be more or less the same actually. But nonetheless, you ask me, so let me give you the correct answer. Because market has been so many. This one second. Huh? Okay, so I'm not getting it right now, to be honest with you, but oh God, there's so many emails that do one thing. Let's move on to the next question. Let me in the meantime, let me just find out this if possible. I can come back to you. Yeah, go ahead. जरा को कर दीजिए ना आप मुझे. हाँ हाँ दिसंबर का मिल गया. ओके. Yeah, go ahead. Let's raise the question so that I can. Venugopal, hello Sunilji. What is your personal view on PSU Defence stocks? After the recent case, in my view, more government orders in pipeline expected. So there will be more order, no doubt about it. I'm not disputing on that. The only thing my worry is that, sir, that not all, a lot of God things are already there in the price. So be careful. I know one of the mutual fund, many investors invested in one of the what we call defense PSU mutual fund scheme, and they are down by 20%. So my advice was that अभी इस भाव में मत बेचो. But do you expect more upside from this level? Answer is no. So we remain stock specific. Not all defense companies are going to do well. That's what my advice would be. Okay, 1 second. ले लो मैं. I'm just opening that file. It's little heavy file. So okay. Suhas, Namaste Sunil sir. Almost all experts are saying that the market correction is due to FI selling. According to my market cap of BSE Sensex is around 1.150 lakh crore. Okay, PI, please correct me if I'm wrong. When FI sold about 1 lakh 25, why the Sensex should fall 37? So, sir, I don't have the data very readily. I don't know what is the market cap of Sensex would be. So I don't have a data with me. So I will not be able. See, it's okay. The cash holding of it's 1.9 lakh crore cash holding as on December 2024, the mutual fund. To be very precise, 1.89 lakh crore is the precise number for the mutual fund cash holding. Okay, coming to Suhaji. So I don't know who is saying this FPI selling. I think there are reasons why market has been a little volatile. The FPI selling has happened. This 13% fall is not happened in the 2025. No? This happened somewhere from, I think the market touch high somewhere in the month of August or September. I'm also not able to recollect now. And from there it just in between, FI did invest in the Indian equity market. So attributing 100% to FPI selling, I think is a little unfair. I don't think that's the reason. Ramesh sir saying, I hope you take my grievance in right spirit and make amends in the webinar. Sunil Bhai, I'm a paid member till 2031. Have been watching your webinars for the past 2 or 3 years. Your insights into the individual companies when asked by us do matter the most as you give the detailed analysis weighing the different aspects of a particular script. But nowadays you are regularly forbidding yourself that individual stock queries will not be answered and we may have referred to the system for all the aspects. So Ramesh sir, there are 2 reasons. Okay, second part bhi uska. My fresh question is to you that are you all worried that your personal analysis at times going wrong is affecting the efficiency of market? If that is so, please stop worrying on that aspect. After all, you are always making clear that it is a personal view and not the market mojo. I had taken my membership till 2000 on the guarantee of your handholding through your personal interaction. It's not something you are going back on the promise. Please give your most valued opinions even if they go wrong. Okay. है वो सवाल के खत्म हो गया. Okay, sorry. Ramesh ji, my apology. I did not realize there is a 2-part to your question because your question is very long. So there are 2 reasons. You're right. I used to give a script-wise opinion, and this was always my personal opinion, and many times I've gone wrong also. The reason I've stopped because compliance issue. That time we did not have the PMS as a business. The moment we started the PMS business, I have been informed by my compliance team not to talk company specific. Ramesh bhai, I don't know whether you are aware. When I used to go on TV channels also, I used to take company specific questions. The day we started our PMS, I stopped doing that also on the channels also. And I told them very clearly, if you want me to come, don't expect me to give any answers on the company. There was one more, someone invited me other day. Okay, they are doing some event and they are inviting some experts to give, their views on the micro caps. And, each one will give 2 micro. I said, boss, you reach out to the wrong person. I will not be able to talk about company specific to anyone. So that's the one reason we have done that. Number 1. Number 2, ultimately I'm a human being. I will have my emotions. Markets Mojo is a platform which has been created to remove the human emotions. And we have scored on each and every company with clear-cut buy, hold and sell. So then you should follow that because eventually I'm a human being, I will carry emotions and then things can go wrong. Am I right? So compliance and plus in fact, many times I must tell you, Ramesh sir, many people have complained also. Okay, Sunil is saying so and so, but markets was a yes score. And if you have to give the same recommendation what is there on the market, then you don't need. Am I right? Then it doesn't make sense. You will also get bored. यार जो market was की side पे वही वो बता रहा है तो फायदा क्या उसका? So I think it also creates some amount of a doubt in the investor's mind also. So the interest of everyone, interest of the compliance, have taken, sir, that the moment my compliance team tells me, yes, you can go ahead and talk about company, I'll be more than happy to discuss about it. Not only with you, but with the TV channels also. If you go to my media interaction also with various what you call newspapers and magazines also, I stopped giving company specific recommendation. In fact, when sometimes the query do comes, I said we will not be able to comment also that. So not only I'm doing this in webinar also, in my public life, I've stopped discussing that. Sarita is saying, Sarifa, sorry, I stand corrected. You guys are doing brilliant work for international like us. One suggestion to add to Allocations sector rotation theme on Mojo One portfolio. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Well taken, Sarifa ji. I think we are working on something on the industry logic and so on and so forth. Maybe we can talk about sector rotation also. It's a good suggestion. I must tell you, I don't think that's even if we start doing this, it can happen in next 3 months or so, because a lot of projects are being lined up with our product team, with our tech team. So it will take some time, but yes, we will put in our this item in a wish list, and at the appropriate time we will be able to work on this. मुझे ये forward कर दीजिए. We'll again discuss internally so that we can set the priority right. And thanks a lot for your compliment. Bharat Bhai, it is really worth to own or buy. Is it really worth it to own or buy high PE stocks recommended by market? Because nowadays most of the high PE stocks beaten down badly. Will they bounce back or stories over? Kindly comment. So Bharat Bhai, never ever in your life, and this is not only to Bharat Bhai but everyone those who are attending this webinar, PE ratio should never be the reason for you to get in or get out of the company. Never ever. ये दिमाग में से निकाल दो कि प्राइस टू अर्निंग लेके मैं चलने वाला हूं. हाँ, it could be one of the factors. Yes, I can agree with you. But should it be the only factor? Answer is no. Please don't do that. Point number 1. Point number 2, a company that commands higher PE because the company may be commanding higher return on equity. The company may be growing at a very rapid pace, and hence the moment you go fast forward, because market always try to discount the future, what looks very, very expensive today may look very, very cheap tomorrow. Am I right? So that's the way you should look at it. So never ever, and will they bounce back or stories over? It's all depending on which company you're talking about. In fact, on the contrary, in the commodity space, lower the P, you should avoid very clearly, because all good things are there in the price. When the P goes tremendously high in the commodity sector, you should start buying, because why? The price is high, the earnings have collapsed. So earnings can bounce back. Why? Because of the commodity cycle. And that's how you should look at it. But please, 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 Bharat Bhai, do not never ever make P is your guiding light to invest in the company or to get out of that company. Look at other parameters. Growth hai, nahi hai. If there is no growth in the company, why should that company should command that kind of price to earning? Yes, then you can ask. That means you are talking about PEG ratio. In fact, our valuation dot that we have, we don't have a PE to evaluate whether this company is good or bad in terms of valuation point of view. If the company is commanding, so if you remember, some of these banks, private sector banks, were commanding higher price to book value. The reason they were commanding higher price to book value because the return on equity was very good. So when your RO is good, you will definitely command that kind of a valuation. So PE should not be looked in isolation. Look at growth, look at ROE, look at the management plans, and of course the industry outlook. If the industry is going to grow handsomely, why should you not pay that? In fact, there are many companies in the private equity space, because I keep talking to some of our friends when I go to gym. They are from the private equity space, and they said we pay 10 times to the price to sales. 10 times price to sales. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That means price to earning to kitna hoga? Even if you assume the 10% margin, 100 times ho gaya. But they are willing to pay because they are betting on the growth of that company. So that's the way you should look at it. So P should never be the only factor to look at it. Bharat Bhai, I hope that's loud and clear. If you still need more clarity, please put it. I'll be more than happy to answer again. K. Srinivasan, how much more fall effect can we expect from the current levels? Will the current free fall continue? So, sir, I don't have any magic formula right now to tell you exactly how much fall it will happen. I do expect mid and small cap to remain little under pressure. I don't expect Nifty and Sensex to fall much. Assume that even if they fall, they will bounce back very strongly. The mid and I'm talking about the Sensex and Nifty. That's a large cap. I have started investing because I don't know where the bottom is. And if I knew so for sure, फिर ना मैं भगवान बन जाता. Am I right? So no one knows where the exact bottom is. You need to look at it, which company I'm getting into. My valuation parameter, this company, does it deserve to be in my portfolio? The company may go down. भगवान ने किसी को ये वरदान नहीं दिया है कि you will be able to always buy at the bottom of the price and will be able to sell at the top of the price. किसी को दिया भगवान ने वरदान. ना वॉरेन बुफे को दिया था या दिया है या राकेश झुंझुनवाला को दिया था या रामदेव अग्रवाल को दिया है. किसी को ये वरदान नहीं. तो you mentally be prepared. I'm getting into a good company. The script may go down by even further 20%. It's fine with me. If I have more money, I buy more of that company because my story for reason why I bought this company continues to hold true. And enjoy the upside. So that's why I said one quote from Vijay Kedia. He said, I can have two types of regrets in my life. The regret number one could be that I bought a company and script goes down. The regret number two is that I don't buy the company and script goes down by 30%. I would prefer to live with the regret number one. And the same philosophy and the same fundamental Srinivas, I would suggest you to do that. Please, I don't see much downside, to be honest with you, from this level. Because what I see, so that's again, see, budget is going to be good, market friendly. Trump, more like a factor which is creating more fear than anything else, but real life में कुछ ज़्यादा impact नहीं होने वाला है. FPI will come back very strongly. And I'm not talking about January 2026. I'm saying March 2025, FPI would be positive in India. They will come back. And they will come back very strongly. RBI is likely to reduce the rate of interest. तो मुझे कोई headwinds नहीं दिख रहे जहाँ से market further नीचे गिरना चाहिए. हाँ, medium small cap will happen. Of course, there are some companies which are commanding astronomical valuation. They may not be able to sustain because वहाँ पे growth नहीं दिखेगा market वाला में क्या करें? Why should I pay that kind of a value to that company? Why should I pay that rich premium? So they will come down. Focus on three sectors. Srinivasan sir, again I'm repeating: private sector banks, FMCG, and capital goods and infra. Probability of you going wrong in these three sectors are low. There's all probability, but that's low. Tausif sir is saying, I don't have a corpus of 1 crore for PMS. Is there any way I can invest via Mojo PMS? Definitely you can invest, sir. If you have 50 lakhs, we can onboard you, sir. Because the SEBI guideline says to onboard customer, you need to have minimum 50 lakhs. If you have 50 lakhs, we'll be more than happy to onboard you, sir, in the PMS. मुझे भिजवा देना ये इनका. My team will reach out to you, sir, tomorrow and will explain you something more. मुझे तौसीफ सर का भेज दीजिएगा ईमेल. Mohammad Tahir, yes sir, the market is reacting to poor earnings. What do you think about the future sectors to watch? So, Mohammad sir, I did covered in my opening remarks. So the poor earnings, it's we are looking at 9%, almost 10% kind of a growth for whatever companies that have declared numbers on a Y-on-Y. That's not a bad number in net profit. But that's not the way you should look at it, okay? Has anyone said in the con call कि जो अभी उससे खराब होने वाला है? Whatever the con calls I have listened to or I have read through, I can't recollect anyone making that kind of a statement. So मुझे क्या लग रहा है कि ये जो bottom है ना वहाँ पे आ गई है, उससे कोई खराबी नहीं ज़्यादा होने वाली है. If at all the things are going to improve. Now, why do I believe the things will improve? I'll give you reasons why, Mohammed sir. Number one, budget is going to be the market friendly. It will going to spur growth in the economy. Food inflation, which was been a little problematic, has started cooling off. We call it top. What is top? Tomato, onion, and what is the onion and potatoes. These three commodities are normally a staple food in household. शायद कोई जैन होगा तो टमाटोज और ऑनियन नहीं खाएगा, लेकिन सॉरी ऑनियन और पोटैटोज नहीं खाएगा, लेकिन टमाटो खाएगा. But otherwise, most of the family will have at least one item in the menu. And as and when this top price goes up, it does impact your budget. Now they've started becoming a little soft. I was listening to Ritesh Tiwari, Hindustan Unilever CFO, and he was making a statement that palm oil prices started coming off. The tea prices have started becoming a little softening, and crude oil is also softening. So I think that's where the things will improve. The earnings growth will come back. And that makes me believe that we should not expect too much pessimistic about the earnings growth. I'm quite confident that we'll see it. And in fact, the commentary for March quarter that will start happening in the month of April and so on forth, I think you will see a lot of different kind of a language, body language from these promoters. They'll be more optimistic. They will be more gung-ho about the growth prospects. So I'm not too much worried. I think we are at the bottom of this earnings growth kind of a stuff. It should rebound from this level. Ratvik sir, request you to shift from PMS to your old role so that we could get your frank opinion on company specific, please. Sir, आप सीईओ बन के आ जाओ सर, मेरा रोल चेंज कर दो, मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ. Sir, it's not possible. I think we need to understand that in the life, you have to keep growing. You can't basically remain static somewhere, am I right? And that's what the natural progress. And who knows, we would also start a mutual fund, AMC also. And that's again become this one. So if you want this one, come to our PMS. If you don't have, don't worry. As and when you get 50 lakhs, when you are confident to come, please join our PMS, and then we start that journey. But that's the open invitation to you, sir. But I doubt I'll have to come back to my old role. I don't think it's possible. And I'll be very frank with you. I don't want to, okay, let me think about it. I'll come back. I'll consider. I like to talk Siddhi Baat. Jayant, thanks for the inputs. I like your analysis. Would you recommend increasing allocation to the stock of the week which you have gone negative, or should one focus on those giving positive? Again, my personal opinion. The Mohit may have a different opinion altogether. The Jason may have a different opinion altogether. When I look at the list of companies which are there in the stock of the week, okay, they are all fundamentally good companies, and some companies which are available at a good price, I would prefer to buy those companies. We'll be very honest with you, okay, rather than companies which are giving positive. My personal opinion. Mohit may have different opinion. Jason may have different opinion. But I love some of the companies which are there in stock of the week, available at the lower prices. See, there is no change in the fundamental story of none of these stock of the week stocks. I can tell you with a lot of confidence. It is just that poor market sentiment is basically making them underperform. That's the only thing. And I keep saying time and again, know what you own and know why you own. Once you know why you own, if there is no change in the story, why should you be worried about it? Can we expect market bottom out in March or April? I think will happen before that. Rinku sir is saying, first of all, thank you for motivating us in this situation. I have also added money in my model portfolio today. My question is that the devaluation of Rupee is a matter of concern for the Indian equity market. I also request that please motivate us through your tweets whenever there is a lot of volatility in the market, because your last tweet gave me a lot of courage in the falling market. Regards. Thanks a lot, sir. I will try by level base whatever way I can keep motivating you, keep guiding you people in the right direction, and that's what I'll be keep doing it. Of course, I'll see if I can get more engaged on my Twitter handle also, but I'll keep doing that. And is the rupee devaluation is a matter of concern? I don't think so, sir. I don't read too much into that. Sometimes, we get a little. So, sometimes our human psychology is that we give too much importance to one event, which doesn't require that importance only. जैसे Trump doesn't require too much importance. To be asked me, मैं अपने लाइफ में कभी when I look at my investment evaluation, Trump is not a factor only that I consider. Okay, he may not like my statement, but that's so be it. मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ा है? Okay, but that's not the way. I will never ever take my investment decision because someone has assumed a presidency in US and hence I need to be worried about that. कभी नहीं करने का वो life में. So don't worry about rupee is not a matter at all. Don't worry too much about it. Don't panic. Indian equity, Indian rupee, on an average has fallen by 5 to 6% per annum. Every year. For last so many years, so many decades. And yet Indian equity market moved from 7,000 to 85,000. अभी तो 2-3% ही गिरा है, तो क्यों इतना टेंशन ले रहे हो मेरे भाई? So don't equate the fall in the rupee with the returns in the equity market. I don't think we should too much worry about it. On the contrary, I'm so happy that investors like you, which means retail investors, are pumping such a nice manner either through mutual fund or through the direct investment. I think they are giving a lot of, so the reason why market has not seen that kind of fall, which otherwise would have happened, FPIs selling, because the retail investors flow is very, very good. So I think we should be very, very this one. Don't worry too much about it. Rupee dollar rate. I don't think it's a factor at all. That's the thing. है सवाल कि समय के थोड़ा ले लो यार. लास्ट टाइम थोड़ा इंजस्टिस कर लिया था इन लोग के साथ हमने. Aditya sir, is this the right time to shuffle portfolio? Again, I may sound a little boring, but let me tell you, why do you want to shuffle the portfolio? Is it because the scrip has gone down, but the business remains rock solid? There is no need. So that's why I said, reason to get out of that, shuffle the portfolio should be very clear cut. The story or the theme that we were thinking is no longer valid, please shuffle the portfolio. But the story and theme remains as it is. तो फिर क्यों सफल करना है पोर्टफोलियो? फॉर व्हाट रीजन? बिकॉज वो नीचे गया इसके लिए? दैट्स नॉट द राइट वे. Sagar, hello sir, I'm investor after COVID and as thanks to Market Mojo for helping us as I'm a 80% investor in model portfolio which is giving me a peace of mind. From your experience, how much pain left in the mid and small cap and when can we start allocation in mid and small cap? If you can suggest some level, please help us. So sir, you leave that pain to us, okay? In the sense, leave that worry to us. Since you are invested in model portfolio, we will do what is best for your portfolio, model portfolio. When to increase mid cap, when to increase small cap, we will take care of everything in that. You don't have to worry at all. Our IP will help us to increase or decrease as it needed. And remember, the mid and small cap as an index looks little challenging in terms of overall, but there are certain pockets within the mid and small cap that can do well. Am I right? So don't get too much pessimistic also with the mid and small cap. Yeah, unless you are looking at overall. But our IP will help us, sir. So since you are 80% invested in model portfolio, you are fine. You are in a safe zone. Don't worry too much about it. You will make money, Sagar, sir. Last 3 questions in the interest of the time, if people allow us. Yeah. Should I communicate sales in every, should I accumulate sales in every fall of Nifty, Dhananjay sir? Sir, get into company where the story is strong. Don't try to catch falling knife. तो फिर तकलीफ कर देगा. I'll give you one example. I met someone, he said, boss, I'm buying this company because the scrip is down by 25%. मतलब ओके, दूसरा रीज़न क्या है? नहीं, यही रीज़न है, 20% नीचे गया. तो तो बेवकूफ़ है ना फिर. बिकॉज तेरे को क्या गारंटी है कि वो 25 का 50% और नीचे नहीं जाएगा? मतलब वो तो गारंटी नहीं है. देन बोला भाई वो 50 का 70% नहीं जाएगा, उसका गारंटी तेरे पास है क्या? बोलता नहीं है. तुम्हारा first to understand the business ना, just because the scrip has fallen by 25% you want to buy more is nonsensical thing. Had it been so easy, आदमी अपने ट्रिगर लगा था 25 का गिरा उसको बाय कर ले, लाइफ तुमको you don't need any fund manager, everyone would have become a fund manager. So I don't think that's the way you should do that, sir. Please, Dhananjay sir, look at individual company in isolation, look at the business model, and then buy. I'll give you a classical example. The company that I bought some, but of course I could not buy, is the company which I had bought it also previously. The price have come down, I bought it because I believe that story remains strong. So that's the way you should look at it. Brian Samuel sir, happy evening. At present, I am 30% direct stock and 60% real estate and 10% FDs of my total asset. I am planning to move 20% from real estate to direct stocks. Means sell some plots and moving it to stocks, considering the compound effort. Is that correct move? Advisable, please. Currently, I am not dependent on this money for a day-to-day life, kids education. Thank you very much, sir. The real estate is always a micro market, and I don't know which micro market. Just so within real estate, certain micro markets will give you more returns as compared to equity also. But do you have that insights to the real estate micro markets? I do. So that's why it's a little subjective. But overall, the real estate is like, so forget about today, na? If you look at, despite the rally that we are seeing in 2024, the real estate on an average would have given 5-6% returns compounded. Market on the other hand given about 13-14% kind of a return. So अगर आप 2025 से बराबर 2015 से 2025 तक किसी ने भी घर लिया होगा, I don't know if someone has bought in 2015 and if you can happy to share what price he got and if he wish to get out of that company, that flat 2025 में क्या वैल्यू है. There is certain micro markets done extremely well. किसी ने प्लॉट ले लिया है, किसी ने एयरपोर्ट के नज़दीक जगह ले लिया, they have done extremely well. But the residential, I think, has been a little struggling, and even the commercial way also has not been able to give that much kind of a return. And the contrary, I have seen some of the places where commercial prices have come down despite 10 years का gap हो गया हुआ है. So it's a very subjective. If you want, we can help you. Maybe you can, write to us, and maybe I can try to understand more from you, sir. And maybe I can guide you on a one-to-one basis. It may not be feasible, may not be practical from the privacy point of view, discussing too much, because you will also not be comfortable too much discussing about the on the open platform. But looking at 30% direct stocks, 60% real estate, and 10% FD looks little skewed in favor of the FD, which I wouldn't recommend that. Number one, you are doing 30% directly, which also I'm not very sure we should be doing it unless you understand the market, you can control your emotions, so on and so forth. I think you should go to the professional fund manager who can manage your funds more effectively. But that's my suggestion. If you want, please write to us and I'll be more than happy to connect with you on a one-to-one basis. Rajesh sir, what implication do you see for the equity markets, both Indian as well as global, if President goes ahead and with poll promise of tariffs on China and several other countries, probably even on India? Do you think we need to fear this scenario? Answer is no. In fact, if you look at my first slide, which I don't know, sir, I think it seems that we have joined a little late. My first slide talked about the Trump only. वो पहले दिन से करने वाला टैरिफ उसने किया नहीं. अभी क्या बोलता है वो, is thinking of levying 25% on Mexico and Canada, thinking. और चाइना का तो 10% बोल रहा है, 60% भी नहीं बोल रहा है. तो why to worry? Don't worry. Enjoy. Trump should not be the factor for you to decide investment in the Indian equity market. Again, focus on 3 sectors, which again I said: private banks, FMCG, capital goods and infra. And the beauty of all 3 sectors, they are more domestic driven than the dependent on US. So in a way, you are taking out the Trump factor also to play in the Indian equity market. I hope, Rajesh ji, that gives you clarity of thoughts. And the last question that what Amir is saying, last है ना? अच्छा, last हो गया. So thanks a lot everyone taking time out. I'm so sure there will be more questions, but to the हाँ है ना, सवाल तो होगा ना? Okay, see, due to the paucity of time, we need to conclude this already 8:20. Again, see you next week. Next week, again, I'm in front of you on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm in front of our PMS customers with some more data point, more interesting insights. So if you are a PMS customer, please join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Rest of you, again, see you on next Wednesday. Take care. Good night.